I've always been entrepreneurial. I've always wanted to kind of do my own thing. And that's my grandfather on my mom's side and then my dad are, both have always had their own businesses, always kind of done their own thing. And so I grew up in that shadow. I started a store where people brought me their stuff and I sold it for them on eBay. And there were like 1,000 of those stores that popped up across the country all at once. It was a big thing and then it just crashed and burned. But the cool thing for me was that right next door was a sign shop. And, I'd watch them day in and day out. I'd watch people walk in and they would, request something and then they would walk out with something that shop made. And so I was inspired by that. And I bought a plotter, which is it's a vinyl cutter. And I started making signs. I just said, you know what, I'll figure this out. So YouTube and message boards and everything else is how we've learned basically everything in this business.
I remember going down and watching him work through stuff. I remember him making some of the first yard signs and that first vinyl plotter he bought. And I always thought it was kind of cool to watch him do that kind of stuff. And then as he expanded, he needed help with that. And so when I got done with school, I would go help him out and do vinyl installs and stuff. And I always thought it was kind of fun. We just kind of kept growing and kept doing more and more. Then Mark joined in 2008. And so that's when the three of us actually kind of came together. And I wasn't just a helper. We all three had ownership in the company.
It was challenging to find resources when it was a smaller group. And I think your problems just kind of grow with you, but you have a better, stronger team to help you through it. We used to be able to muscle our way through challenges. We'd show up, we'd do the work, we'd work late, weekends, whatever. I think we came in on Christmas Eve one year, things like that. And now we're too big for that, but we have more minds here. We have more thinkers here, so we're able to avoid those obstacles.
We're really big on making sure that our people feel like they're at home here, that they're comfortable working with us, and that their voice is heard and stuff. And so with our morning meeting, we like to hear, what their improvements are. We know that we're not going to make big changes every single day. And so we focus on little, small, incremental improvements. And we call them 2-second improvements here. And so it's something like labeling where your pen goes or, automating that step so that you can focus on bigger and better things.
The most important thing that I value in our morning meeting is the gratefuls. Some people are grateful for like real personal things, family members struggling with health, things like that you otherwise might not know about. And it helps build more of a family culture. We love producing, we're good at it. We value our clients' needs, we want to help them grow. And you put all that together, it's like a perfect combination for success.
And at first it was like, okay, this is okay, we get it, this is how we work with a bank. But then we started thinking about it, it's like, if we ever need our bank to get creative with us, if we ever need some help, right? We need some contacts. We just need to understand how to work with something. We need somebody to really step out for us. It just really became more and more clear that the big bank just wasn't willing to do that. We weren't a big enough client for them.
They were growing like crazy, but their banker was just somebody they talked to once a year and renewed their lines and just, wasn't much more than that. And they were looking for something deeper. So they reached out to us and sat down at a lunch and, just started talking to them and seeing what they were looking for. And they were just looking to have their bankers be more advisors and people who offered some value to them.
When we were quitting the bank, our banker called and said, what's going on? And I said, I just don't feel like, you've never asked us to come have a beer with you. Right? And he says, Gene, let's go have a beer. It's fine. I'm like, no, that's not the point. It's just never been a connection, right? And I've never felt like we could really rely on you for anything more than what you list as services on your website.
They're going to have a wide variety of problems as they go along in their banking needs. And, it's my job to solve those for them and to push them farther forward. They're the guys with ideas. They're the guys doing things, building stuff. I'm just there to support them and make what they want to accomplish happen on the banking side of things.
Shane, throughout the whole process, it's a big deal to buy a building, right? And he was there after hours, weekends, whatever we needed. He would jump right on it, answer our questions, whatever time of day or night it was. And just the amount of care he has is awesome. And if he didn't know the answer, he would get it. He'd get it fast. And I can't speak high enough for specifically Shane and Northwest. They're phenomenal. They're a partner. They're not just a vendor.